Hi, welcome to today's Piece of Peace. Today is July 1st, a new month. Seems as though since COVID hit, days have been flying by. And I can barely believe that we're already into July. This morning we started off with gratitude again. And trying to center myself in the things that I have gratitude for. Take my mind away from what's being given to us in the media or in other sources, and just try to focus totally in on the things that I have gratitude for. Often God prepares my heart for things that are going to come, and emotionally allows me to experience grief and sorrow, or anticipation of joy and excitement prior to situations happening. So when I observe things and I end up having an emotional response to it, I'm always questioning with God, what are you preparing me for? And in the last couple of days, I have been feeling a sense of heaviness and sorrow. But I was saying to him, I have gratitude that how you prepare my heart for things to come, and how I can offer that up to him and say, what is this about? And he reassured me this morning that he has that under control. Though grief and sorrow may be felt, that he has a plan and a purpose for some things. Thanked him for his words this morning as I handed him my heaviness and my grief of my perceived outcome of events. My talk with a friend, Marcy, last night, I was very grateful for that talk. I was grateful for being able to exercise my one Monday, Wednesday, Friday video, and having that ability physically to work out and to do strength training, and then again for walking. And Lord's had me walking 4 miles a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, and just thankful for the ability, the physical ability to walk. I was thanking him for clean water as I was filling my water bottle. I've been to different parts of the world where I've watched children carry brown water around in little bottles that they have found, and that's their drinking water. And I felt very grateful to have clean water. I was thanking Lord for Sozo prayer and how that's changed many lives. I'm thanking God for the spontaneous dinner with friends last night. That was such a delight. And the possibility of hiking in Glacier very soon. And the talk with my sister last night, and how he allows me to play worship music throughout my home while we sleep here. So those are my gratitudes, which brought us into our daily bread again. And we're going to be in Genesis this morning. Our daily bread is a devotional that you can order online. You can download an app, one or the other. This particular one is written by Cindy Casper, and she's titled it The Favorite. So we're in Genesis 37. We're going to start in, it asks us to read 2 through 4 and then 17 through 24, but I want to give you some backdrop because sometimes it doesn't make sense if you pull it apart like that. So this is, I'll start in 2 and go to 4 and then give you a sort of a paraphrased version of 5 through 17. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks with his brothers, the son of Bilhah, and his sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And he brought their father a bad report about them. Now Israel, his father, loved Joseph more than any of his other sons because he had been born to him in his old age. And he made a richly ornamented robe for him. And when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. The 5 through 17 expresses how Joseph had these dreams and how in the dreams all of his other brothers were bowing to him, and even his mother and his father. And he expressed these dreams, but his father was just like, why would you say that we're going to all bow to you? But this was a foretaste of what was going to happen in Egypt many years later. And when his brothers were coming for food when there was a huge famine. And his brothers were angry and had made plans to either take his life or hurt him just because of their hatred towards him and how he was favored by his father. It picks up in 17. His father asked him to go out to his brothers in the field where they were grazing their livestock, and he went looking for them and came to a place, and they had moved the livestock to a different place, and that's where we pick up in 17. They have moved from here, the man answered Joseph. I heard them say, let's go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them near Dothan. But they saw him in a distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. Here comes that dreamer, they said to each other. Come, now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we'll see what comes of his dreams. When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from their hands. Let's not take his life, he said. Don't shed any blood. Throw him into the cistern here in the desert, but don't lay a hand on him. Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father. So when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the richly ornamented robe that he was wearing. And they took him and threw him into the cistern. And now the cistern was empty, and there was no water in it. Cisterns were big underground things that held their water, and so this empty cistern they threw Joseph into. That's where it ends as far as the reading goes, and we're going to pick up in the devotion called The Favorite. It says, my husband's brother lives about 1,200 miles away in the mountains of Colorado. Despite the distance, Garrett's has always been a beloved family member because of his great sense of humor and kind heart. As long as I can remember, however, the siblings have good-naturedly joked about his favored status in his mother's eyes. My 4 boys do the absolute same. If I have a picture of them up, or if I hug one of them first, they go, oh, we see who the favorite one is. And they say that all the time. And I'm like, I love each of you the same. You all have unique gifts, but I love each of you the same. I don't favor one over the other. But his siblings have good-naturedly joked about his favored status in their mother's eyes. Several years ago, they even presented him with a t-shirt sporting the words, I'm Mom's favorite. While we all enjoyed the silliness of our siblings, true favoritism is no joking matter. In Genesis 37, we read about Jacob, who gave his son Joseph an ornate coat, in an indication to his other children that Joseph was special. Without a hint of subtlety, the coat's message shouted, Joseph is my favorite son. Displaying favoritism can be crippling in a family. Jacob's mother, Rebekah, had favored him over her son Esau, leading to conflict between the 2 brothers. The dysfunction was perpetuated when Jacob favored his wife Rachel, Joseph's mother, over his wife Leah, creating discord and heartache. No doubt this pattern was the unhealthy basis for Joseph's brothers to despise their younger brother, even plotting his murder. When it comes to our relationships, we may sometimes find it tricky to be objective. But our goal must be to treat everyone without favoritism. and to love every person in our life as our Father loves us. Cindy's charge to us was, when have you struggled with showing favoritism? How is God helping you to treat everyone equally? And her prayer, loving God, as I interact with others, help me to avoid showing unhealthy preferences. Help me to see others as you do and to treat everyone fairly and without favoritism. Good word for today. And that leads us to Jesus Calling, which is Sarah Young's book. You can download that app on your phone, or you can purchase this book online. And she writes from the perspective of God speaking to us. So here is the devotion for today. I am life and light in abundance. As you spend time soaking in my presence, you are energized and lightened. Through communing with me, you transfer your heavy burdens to my strong shoulders. I watched that this morning as I was giving him those heavy emotions and that anticipation of coming events. And he takes that and gives me rest, assured that he's in control of all of it. Though sorrow and pain may be felt, he has everything in his hand. Through communing with me, you transfer your heavy burdens to my strong shoulders. By gazing at me, you gain my perspective on your life. This time alone with me is essential for unscrambling your thoughts and smoothing out the day before you. Be willing to fight for this precious time. This is key. Boy, does this hit me. Be willing to fight for this precious time with me. Opposition comes in many forms. Your own desire to linger in bed, the evil one's determination to distract you from me, the pressure of family, friends, and your inner critic to spend time more productively. As you grow in your desire to please me above all else, you gain strength to resist these oppositions. Delight yourself in me, for I am the deepest desire of your heart. There's our piece of peace today. God's blessing.